Hey, Loco sports fans, particularly Loco wrestling fans. Welcome to the Loco Grind. Justin Jarrett and the Dean of Loco officials, George Dixon, the most knowledgeable of all the Loco wrestling officials, maybe in the whole state. I mean, just one of the greats, Hall of Famer. You are. Have you been in? You haven't been inducted yet, right?
No, the induction goes, I think it's the second Sunday in April. I think it's
Okay.
the April 13th. So, yeah, it'll be in Columbia afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock, something on that Sunday.
Very cool. Very cool. So we got a Hall of Famer in our midst, George Dixon. We're talking wrestling. We got Wes Kerr at the controls in the background. So we're stepping up our game tonight. And we should have some friends stopping by as well. We've got Alex Hagan. Hulk says he's going to pop in and talk to us about what happened with his Bridges prep team this weekend. And we got Greg Lonz popping in as well to tell us about his JP2 team, which had a very good weekend at the Northwood Invitational. And actually, it looks like Coach Lonz is with us now. So we'll go ahead and get him in and out and get you a report on that Northwood Invitational. Here we go. Coach Lonz, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going?
Appreciate you making a little time on a Sunday night. We all know the grind that wrestling coaching is, in addition to the sport itself. But coaching this sport is no easy task, and you're worn down by the end of the weekend. But you made a little bit of time for us. Tell us about a huge weekend for you guys, taking the title at the Northwood Invitational JP2 with 161.5 points. Narrowly taking the title by 2 points over Timberland. So as we all know, any match going the other way, one pin you pulled out was the difference there. Tell us about the weekend for the Warriors.
Yeah, so we brought up 11 guys, and we were able to bring a couple of our middle schoolers. You could wrestle a couple guys per weight. We had actually at the 88-pound weight class, we had 3 out of the 4 top finishers. So that was pretty awesome to see. We had 2 champions in 6th grader Jack Duncan. And then we also had another champion in Jason Reynolds, which was awesome because he's had a couple studs that he's faced. And he had a nice toss, put a guy on his back in his semifinal match. And then in the finals, he was on his back. He got thrown, was on his back, fighting off his back. And so he was down 7-0 with the new scoring and came back and ended up decking that guy. So he went 4-0 with 4 pins, which was awesome for him. We, I think, started off like 10-0, and it just kept on rolling. We won, I think, 24 of our 36 wins. Actually, 27 of our 36 wins were bonus point wins. So it's pretty electric, which was good to see. We're, giving up weight classes. We didn't have a, 57-pounder, didn't have a 75-pounder, didn't have a 90-pounder, 215 or heavyweight for the weekend. And actually didn't even have a 26-pounder. So they went out there and scrapped. So.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. I must have noted something wrong because I had Reynolds getting second, but he won his finals match.
Yeah, that's an error. So the score is incorrect. I actually sent something over to the tournament director who ran track wrestling. He actually pinned this guy, and it's pretty important aside from the fact of him winning the tournament, but he'll come down for seeding purposes over the Pinewood Prep guy. So yeah, I saw that when it came through. I was like, no, that's incorrect. So yeah,
right on. Well, good stuff for you guys. I noticed a couple of guys have kind of shifted around weights as you kind of get your lineup figured out and stuff like that. But nothing too big. It looks like you're getting it figured out. I wanted to get your thoughts on a match that was brought to my attention because this guy doesn't get enough shine because he kind of operates on an island. But Jacob Alfonso from Thomas Hayward, who's been putting in work at Reverence, taking the title at 132. And the kid he beat, I knew him from last year at middle school, in the middle school qualifiers and stuff. Mac Milligan from Woodland. He finished 4th at middle school. Again, all classifications in middle school state. So you're doing something when you place at that level. And Jacob handled him pretty good. We'll see him here get a toss and a pin pretty soon. But you've seen this guy, and your guy finished 3rd at that weight with Kowski. So what do you see from Jacob? He's a kid who's really been putting in the work in the off season.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is Jacob's put in a lot of time, and I know he's been over at Reverence, and he didn't have the results I know that both he and his family were hoping for at the state tournament last year. But sometimes that's the way it goes in the sport, and that's why we love it, because get knocked down, you come back up, and the Milligan kid was tough. He beat our guy pretty soundly, and then Jacob goes out there in the finals and see what he did. So that's just a testament to Jacob put it in the time, and eventually good things do happen. You keep after it. So it's awesome to see him do
really good work there, understanding the leverage situation, getting in a good position to finish him off. But really good stuff from you guys at the varsity level. Chase LaFountain 4th at 106, Bailey Homer 4th at 113. You mentioned the champ Jace Reynolds at 120, Brian Orda 3rd at 138, Jude Witkowski, I skipped over, 3rd at 132, Daniel Snyder 2nd at 144. That was his first action back, right?
It's actually his second. He wrestled in some duels. He's been battling a couple things as far as like his health, and he was even gassed in the finals. I mean, he's been light practicing, but and even no matter how long you've been wrestling or what your skill set is, long day makes for a long day, and I'm excited for what we'll see from him after the new year when he gets his full health back.
Right on, man. Jack Hannigan 2nd at 150, Taylor Murphy 2nd at 165, and that was it, right? So really solid outing. What do you guys got up this week?
So we're actually we're not back in action until January 4th with the Whale Branch duels turning, which is what we need right now, because I have more than I can count on my fingers of guys that are sick or injured, and I just need them to be ready for come the new year. We had, I'm trying to think how many matches we had. I know we had over a period of 4 days, it was 10 plus matches, and then this add this in was another 8 matches. So we got our share of matches in a 2-week span, and just how it is. You just want to make sure you're ready to go, and lingering issues, injuries can get reset and heal up. So I like where we're headed right now, though. So we're not the same numbers as we had last year in the upper weights, but hoping a couple guys will. We got a heavyweight that's trying to get down to heavyweight 285, and hoping to get him back in, and a couple other guys that are gonna pop back in when comes time. But we'll roll with what we have, and we're excited. It's a young group, led by, we only have one senior in Snyder, and then we have several juniors that are our core. We'll go with what we have and give everything we can. So
right on, man. Well, we appreciate you, and get some rest and get back on the grind tomorrow. Get those guys healed up and get the others sharpened up and ready for the new year.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Take care, Coach.
All right. See you.
All right, Lonz from John Paul II. They had a couple of dual wins this week as well, beating Thomas Hayward 66-6 and Colleton County 53-25, lost to Bluffton by the same 53-25 score. So good to see that program continuing to build. Bill Demude's still involved over there. He's been around coaching wrestling in the Low Country for a long time. So
that he has. Well, those boys are kind of running like Penn State. Going in, winning a tournament, getting all the bonus points, and making up for guys that aren't in the lineup. So that's pretty good to see.
Good stuff. We love a pin. Makes everybody's day shorter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We didn't mention at the top, but the show presented by Reverence Wrestling Club, the Loco Grind. Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor of LowcoSports and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. Great spot to take your skills on the mat to the next level. They're doing big things across all levels, all ages, taking kids out on the road, supporting the high school kids and getting them trained up in the off season. And then you see Blake out in the gym, supporting them whenever they have matches at home and tournaments. So good thing building at Reverence Wrestling Club. Be a part of that. We will have.
What do you think? We'll get Coach Robinson in there to from McCracken to train a little bit before he goes.
Yeah, Coach Jerry Robinson, no newcomer to the Loco wrestling scene. He wrestled at both Hilton Head and Beaufort high schools, and then ended up at Missouri Valley for a time. Wrestling up there. He's coaching at McCracken this year. I'm assisting him, and he told us today that he's entering a tournament, the Sin City Classic or something in Las Vegas, and he's got a pretty good weight cut ahead of him. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, I think he's gonna have to get in somewhere and get trained up if he's gonna go put on a show out there for us, rep the Loco.
Yeah.
So.
Get him leaned out, get him in there seeing Nick Shappy over at Reverence, doing a little training and strengthen him up, get a few LBs off of him, and get him ready.
Yeah, we were gonna have him on tonight, but he was on a date, so didn't work out.
Okay.
Didn't work out tonight. Got a hot date, but we will be hearing in a little bit, assuming he doesn't pass out between now and then, from Ashley Powell from May River. They're the kings of the Loco at the moment, and looks like they still are. I mean, they rolled through that Loco championship, and then they took the team title this weekend at Dutch Fork, the Silver Fox Invitational. 17 teams there, pretty good field. Won it by 5.5 points over Stratford. Had 4 champs. Ryan Seaman at 106, he's on a tear. Marcus Folk at 120, who's been terrific. Blake Butler, I think he may have moved in. I'm not sure. I need to research him, but 157 pounder. If Coach gets on, he'll tell us about that. He won it. And Joshua Echeverria, who's no stranger to Loco wrestling fans, also with the title at 190. Third place for Bryce Butler and Leandro Larinaga at 113 and 165. I think the Butlers moved in from somewhere. Gwen says he's asleep, no doubt, but Powell says he's coming on here in a few minutes. So we'll see. We'll see if he stays awake long enough. But another great showing from the Sharks, who, we talked about in the preseason. Kind of the big news going into the season was that Houston Rudisil, returning state champ, was not going to wrestle for the school. Still wrestling and training on the side, but not wrestling for the school. And we wondered if that would, really put a dent in May River's armor. But man, it doesn't look like it. They got a bunch of dudes, and if you look at the JV results from the Loco Championship, they got a bunch more behind them. So
they can come still
over there.
Reload them, get one out and put another one in, and kind of the next man up theory. And they've been doing a good job with that.
Absolutely. We'll dig a little deeper into that if Coach Powell pops in with us tonight. But some other results to go around the area. Bluffton was at the Effingham County Rebel Invitational. Were you there this weekend? Where were you at this weekend?
Yeah, that's where I was at Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
All right. Well, my guy, Eli Garcia, wrestled for us at McCracken last year. He got second at 113. Then they had a fourth place from Oscar Roman at 106. And fifth from Gabe Fulton at 165 and Christian Vargas at 215. They finished sixth out of 11 teams. What'd you see from the Bobcats this weekend?
Like I said, Eli had he wrestled his tail off this weekend. I got to see him some. I did call Fulton in a match. I called the 215 in a match. As they were going through, then we cycled through. First, third, and fifth matches, and the referees we had. So I don't think I hit anybody on any of their matches placing wise as they were coming through. I seem to have missed them with every one, but and it doesn't matter. The results are what the results are.
Good competition over there.
With that. Yeah, right. So, but we had fun. It was a good tournament. The guys seemed to be having a good time. I do want to send prayers out to and I won't say who, but one of their wrestlers, there was a family loss this weekend. So I'm not going to mention who it was, but keep that family in your prayers. It's part of the wrestling community, and that's a loss for all of us in that regard. So, but yeah, the kids were there. They did a good job. I did get to chat with them and visit with them a little bit as I was cycling through matches. But yeah, a good weekend. The Bobcats went over and presented well.
Yeah, Effingham's always tough, and then South Effingham was probably there, right? And they're stacked. So
South had the finals. It was pretty much South Effingham against the field. I think at 106 they had both wrestlers in the finals. So yeah, and there were a couple of weight classes where that happened, where they actually were South against South in the finals. But they're strong. They're the top ranked team in Georgia in their division. So yeah, they're got a kind of like what we need more of over here is that solid, elementary, middle school feeder program system, and they have a couple of solid schools feeding them. So it helps, and that's what we need more of.
Yes, sir. Yes, we do. Get more kids on the mat. If you're not playing basketball in the winter, there ain't no reason.
Yeah, I mean they load up, jump on the mat. You get cut from basketball, come out. I mean, the middle school teams, they don't know. Those kids don't know anything. So if you're coming out from basketball, you don't know anything either. You're in the same boat as the majority of the kids on the middle school team. So
if you're an athlete and you're coachable, like you'll get up to speed fast, real fast.
You will. Yeah, you learn a couple moves, a couple takedowns, one escape off the bottom, a couple of pinning combinations on top. You'll be successful if you're an athlete.
Yeah.
So, and if you're not an athlete, you'll work a little harder, but you can still be successful.
True. I've seen some kids that you would definitely not describe as athletic who got to the point where they could win about as many as they lost. It can be done. It takes all kinds. Speaking of athletes, I think Buford's done a really good job of pulling some athletes out of the halls and getting kids on the mat and filling out a lineup. And they did pretty well at OW this weekend at the Bruin Invitational. They beat Whale Branch 60-18. They lost a tough one to Westside 42-33. And then they came back in the consolation and beat Fairfield Central 66-12 and Edisto 52-30. So all in a day's work for Buford to go up there and go 3-1. That's a really solid day for a pretty inexperienced program.
Yeah, and they I had them at Battery Creek last week, and that final duel of the try, it was, I think, tied 33 all, and then they won that final match of the duel, and to win. I think we started at 190.
38-33 was the final, I believe.
Right. Yeah. So I think they got a tech. But it was a tight duel, and they were wrestling well and wrestling their tails off. Battery Creek's a solid team, and I think they were missing a couple people out of their lineup for illnesses or whatever reasons, but they had a couple people out of their lineup, and I think Buford got that win. But if the Battery Creek team was at full strength, that might not have gone that way. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, congrats to the Eagles either way.
Really nice win for them. 38-33 over Creek, 41-36 over Wayne County. So they've already shown more than I expected this year, and now my expectations are much higher. They've got some kids believing in themselves and getting some wins that maybe they don't have any business getting, and I think they're going to become a little more dangerous as the season goes on. That region's going to be fun, man. I mean, I think May River is obviously the team to beat, but Bishop England, Beaufort, Hilton Head, Bluffton, there's going to be some really good matches through there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I've got I'm at Battery Creek. Battery Creek's at Hilton Head tomorrow, and I'm at that match. It's just a duel. Supposed to go off at 6:30 tomorrow night. We'll see how that turns out. Should be a pretty competitive duel.
We got McCracken's got match tomorrow night. Yeah, we're at Bluffton. Middle.
That seems right.
I don't remember who else we got. I'm about to look it up. We got Ladies Island and McCracken at Bluffton. So we may see if Hardyville wants to come over too and make some matches.
Yeah, I mean, for the Monday night stuff, I mean, mat time. That's what it's about.
Well, Ladies Island only has a handful of kids, and Hardyville only
Right.
has a handful of kids, so they could almost make a full team, together.
Right. Yeah.
Get those call-out matches. But some other results from around the area this weekend, speaking of Battery Creek, they were at the Cardinal Newman Holiday Classic, 11 teams there. They finished 8th. 3 placers, so I think you're right. I think they were down some guys. Anthony Perez, 4th at 106. He's just freshman. Theo Johnson, 4th at 132. And Nate Najjar, 2nd at 150. He's having a good year already. So there's Battery Creek's results. And then the only other one, we're going to have a guest to talk about it with us here in a little bit, and he's blowing me up with video highlights as well, which I appreciate. Hartsville Red Fox Rumble, big event, 25 teams. They had middle school, high school, and girls. They had Powell wants to know when to go. They had Hilton Head was there as well. Hilton Head finished 8th. Bridges Prep 10th. They were separated by 3.5 points. Some champs, Bryce Stevenson from Hilton Head at 120, Ali Jenkins from Bridges at 175, Malachi Bynum from Hilton Head and runner-up at 215, Cole Sowers, freshman from Hilton Head, 3rd at 132, and Kevin Summers from Bridges, 3rd at 165. Kanan Tuttle from Bridges, 4th at 106. Amari Bradley from Bridges, 4th at 157. And a girls champ from Hilton Head, Jordan Moutry. So some good stuff from the Red Fox Rumble.
Nice. That's good work. That's good work for, again, the local teams. We love to see them getting out of town and bringing back hardware. That's a good thing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and that was a big tournament. I'd like to take our middle school guys to that one of these years, but it's nice to have a Saturday off too after getting the grind going. You know how much stuff I got done around the house this weekend? My garage
quite a bit.
A whole new world. A whole new world. Yeah, it was nice to have a weekend off. Powell will be joining us shortly. What's your upcoming schedule looking like, George? You said you're at Hilton Head tomorrow night. Where else are you at this week?
Yeah, I've got the duel tomorrow night, Battery Creek at Hilton Head. Wednesday night, I'm at Bridges Prep. Then I leave Thursday after school, heading to Orlando, the Silver Spurs Arena for the knockout Christmas tournament.
Nice.
And that's a whole bunch of teams on a whole bunch of mats. It's probably the best tournament in the Southeast in season. And they draw teams from all over the Southeast. And then they've got PA. I think last year they had Oklahoma there. But they've got a laundry list of the Georgia teams that are, if they're 1 or 2 in Georgia last year at the state tournament, they are at the tournament. Florida, most of their first and second place teams are at the tournament. And then Tennessee has a couple of strong teams coming down. North Carolina, Virginia, Louisiana, Mississippi has a team coming in. So very, very strong showing for high school. And then on Saturday, they've got 4 college duels that go off on Saturday afternoon as well.
Right on. Sounds cool.
That's new this year for them. Yeah. So
a lot of good wrestling. Well, speaking of good wrestling, May River coach Ashley Powell, owner of the best hair at May River High School, joining us now. Look at that, man. That's some good hair right there. You work hard keeping that stuff going. But Bo Gwynn bet you were already asleep, but you are still alive and kicking right now to talk to us about the Sharks, and another great weekend for you guys taking the title at Dutch Fork. Tell us about this workmanlike crew, because we talked about what you lost and what didn't come back with Houston deciding to step away from wrestling for the school. But here you go. You just keep winning and you keep filling weight classes. So tell us about the grind that's going on in that room.
First of all, appreciate you for having me. And I don't know if I got the best hair. George is in here, so I guess that's comparable. We're trying. Our kids are working hard. We had a really good off season. We talked about that a little bit earlier, I think, before, and went to a lot of camps and trying to build a team and but we got a lot of work to do, man. I don't think we're in a situation where we can. Nothing's going to be guaranteed to us. Obviously as a coach, a lot of times I look at and find the things where we got to improve, and immediately after every match, our coaching staff has got a list of areas that we have to fix pretty much immediately and start working on. But we had some kids who wrestled very hard on Saturday, and were able to kind of hold on at the end. We had a really, really bad constellation semifinal round, and we thought that was going to get us, but we went 6 for 6 in the 3rd and 4th place in the finals matches, so that was pretty big for us.
Yeah, huge. Champs Ryan Seaman, Marcus Folk, Blake Butler, and Josh Echeverria. 3rd place for Bryce Butler and Leandro Larrañaga. Butler kids move in from somewhere. Somebody had told me about some move-ins, and now I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Yes, sir. I think they moved from some Virginia. Dad's in the Marines, and mom's a school teacher. So they moved down here, and they came with us probably middle of June, if I'm not mistaken, exact date on that. But they've been with us pretty much the whole time this summer.
Very good. Yeah, good wrestling up in Virginia, as we all know.
Yes, sir.
Always nice when you get some guys from somewhere else in the country too, because they sometimes bring some different stuff that maybe you're not teaching or other guys haven't seen, and maybe a little unique to the area. So they good at Granby's up there. That's Granby country.
It is. We haven't seen any, but you're 100% right. They got a little different style, which is always good, and we're not mirrored to a style where we have to do things a certain way. We have a system that we teach, but I got a little bit of pride, but not enough pride to know if it's working, we don't need to change it. You know what I mean?
Amen to that. Amen. Well, you guys obviously have your big tournament coming up end of the month with the May River Invitational. What do you got between now and then?
This Tuesday, I thought we had a chance to be pretty decent. We're not where I think we should have been at this point. So we're struggling a little bit right now with some weights and some injuries and things like that. But, everybody, that's part of it, can't make excuses. But Tuesday we're fortunate enough we get to go wrestle James Island and Stratford on Tuesday, who are two very, very good programs and very good teams. So that didn't do us any favors there. And then we turn around and go to a duels tournament in Spartanburg at the Bulldog duels up there at Bowling Springs High School. The Air Force duels, once again, did not do us any favors there, as there are very quality teams there. So those are the two matches or matches that we have leading up to our tournament on December 30th and 31st.
Just for reference, James Island 3rd and Stratford 7th in the 5A Division I preseason poll. And then Boiling Springs, who's hosting that tournament, number 5 in those rankings. So
yeah, it's going to be tough, but I try to tell our kids and us, it kind of gives us a indicator of where we are and what we need to improve on, and hopefully, those tough, hard physical matches will pay off, in January and into February. So that's the goal, at least.
Well, like they say, the hotter the fire, the harder the steel, and then iron sharpens iron. So you've got to get some hard competition.
Hopefully it'll work.
Yeah. Now, what about your you're doing a tournament also? You added the 28th.
Yeah, we the issue that we have in this area that I've noticed, been here 9 years, is limited opportunities for our JVs to wrestle and our girls. We've never had many girls, but it wasn't because we didn't want them. We just didn't have much interest in girls wrestling. But this year we got a couple, and we said, let's try to host a little girls tournament. So we've gotten several teams who are going to come on the 28th, and we're going to do a JV tournament. Wrestling's not a whole lot of fun unless you're actually wrestling. Practice is not a whole lot of fun. So we're going to sacrifice, man. We're going to try to put together a little JV and girls tournament on December 28th, right after Christmas on that Saturday, because we already going to have the mats. So we might as well throw it down. I think right now we got like 10 to 12 teams coming. Girls are not as many as we would have liked, but I think we're going to be able to put some matches together and give them some matches. And then, we got several teams who are going to bring anywhere between 15 to 20 JV kids. So hopefully it's going to be I hope similar size to what they had over at Hilton Head a couple weekends ago. Hopefully at least 8-man brackets. We can get to 12 or 16. That would be awesome. But I think at least have 8. And then we're going to have our varsity one on 31st. And then we got what's going to end up being a pretty good dual tournament on December 4th at May River as well, or 5th, whatever that first Saturday is in January.
Yeah, I think it's the 4th is the date on that.
I think that is right. I always get the 4th and 5th mixed up for some reason.
Yeah, it's the 4th is the Saturday for sure. Man, awesome. I love what you guys are doing, all the coaches across the county with the trying to get the JV kids more matches. Because like you said, we've all been, a lot of us have been there. I was there. I remember just grinding through a whole season to get like 5 matches,
It stinks, man.
That ain't worth it, man.
Absolutely.
The only part
nobody wants to stick around for that.
Your hand raised by George. Getting George.
It's tough. You put in that. You put it. Yeah, I'll raise a hand if they get out there and put the work in. And Ashley and I had talked a couple years ago, and we had split and put the middle school stuff on Thursdays to take the load off the Wednesday night stuff. And Ashley's like, hey, what about Tuesday night? Can we do JV on Tuesday nights? And absolutely. Those guys need that opportunity to be seen. And it's kind of a win-win because they're getting extra gate money on Tuesday night if they're hosting. The kids have an opportunity to have both parents see them go, because if you're splitting it on a Wednesday night, one's got to go one direction, the other parent goes the other direction.
We'd make a whole lot more money if George would charge less, but we haven't got there quite yet. So we're waiting for that.
When you go pro bono, we'll all be rolling in it.
George. We're hoping to buy one get one with George, but we haven't seen it quite yet.
Well, if we could get the high school league to work on that for me, I'd appreciate that too. What I'd like is if we can get the local coaches to throw a couple of extra graduates our way for referees, so that we can get some of those younger guys up to speed, and we don't have to have. I won't mention the fellow's name. Guy that had to come down out of Charleston to referee Hilton Head's tournament last week.
A gentleman who doesn't care to get on the mat, even if he could.
Yeah, that fella. Coach Powell knows who I'm talking about. I prefer that we could use local guys and not have to bring guys down. Yeah, have to bring guys down from Charleston. But if we can get 2 or 3 more bodies that I can coach up on the referee side, that would help as well.
That would be good.
Just last weekend, we had a little JV tournament, not this past weekend, the previous one over at Hilton Head, and we had the Lynch kid who was at USC Beaufort. Had opportunity to be with him last year, know his dad well, and I was actually, I've been on the board. I'm at North South pretty much every year, and I remember that. I'm like, wait a minute, you're the one who just graduated, and he's trying his best, and I think it's probably good money for a college kid, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's not bad side money for a kid in college. That's just your kind of going out and doing stuff money. And, just doing middle school stuff a couple nights a week, or do the JV on Tuesday night and then a middle school match. And he got to do that tournament. So he made a couple $100. And it's not bad money for a college kid.
Keep you out of trouble, give you a little walking around money. You can't beat that. And we love it if you can actually get down on the mat and stuff. And if you don't tell us about your 40 years of experience, we
right. Yeah.
Irrelevant to the matter at the moment, sir.
And don't call that because it's a Georgism. Okay. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Well, pal, appreciate you, man, making a little time. I know you had a busy weekend. You had the tournament yesterday, and tonight was the football banquet. You're
Yes,
always in season, brother.
Oh, it's nonstop. I appreciate all y'all do for high school wrestling. I think Josh may come on in a minute. You can speak to him if you want to. I think I sent him in earlier, and he might have been working out when I sent it to him earlier. And I told him to feel free, and if so you can if he comes on, man, let me know.
All right, brother. If not, we'll get him another night.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Take care.
All right, thanks, Coach. Have a good night.
George. Good to see you. Thank you.
All right, you too.
Pal, May River High School wrestling coach, and voted the best hair in the school for men. There's hope for us yet, George.
Well, when you got it, you got it, I guess.
I got the most hair on the show tonight.
You do. You're sporting all kinds of. You're
Looking good over here with my
tonight.
quarter inch buzz. I think we still got at least one more friend stopping by, but I'm not positive. So
we like visitors. Yeah, maybe he can make it in.
Makes it in time before we call it a night. But I do have one of the finals matches from the Red Fox that we can check out while we talk. This is Ali Jenkins from Bridges Prep. It goes 3 periods, it appears, based on the fact that I got three videos. This kid's tough, man. He's been getting better every year.
He has definitely improved, no doubt.
He's speaking of an athlete. I mean, that was what he was when he started, an athlete who didn't know what he was doing. And little by little, he's become a wrestler. And
right. Yeah. And that's what time will do. If you dedicate a little bit of your time to the sport, it'll it'll give you back. So
well, I'm gonna scroll through this writing time because writing time's boring. We got an escape. Now we're gonna go get us a takedown.
Get another score.
Oh,
little defense.
Oh, that kid's strong, but stick with it. Keep driving. Got you.
That's it. Keep the pressure.
43.
Turn the corner. Pop up behind him.
Yep. Keep driving to the outside. Leverage. It's physics. It's a physics problem at the end.
Physics. It is all about physics, man. And an inch this way, an inch that way, and get that pressure out near the elbow instead of under the armpit. And it's the difference of you scoring or not.
That's a big escape right at the end of the period. You go up 4-3. But we'll look at more of that later. But we do have a guest in the green room, I do believe. Yes, we do. One of the champs from the May River Sharks, the Silver Fox, Joshua Echeverria. What's up, buddy? You're on mute there. There we go. What's up, man?
Hey, not much. What's up with you guys?
Just hanging out, talking wrestling. Congratulations on another gold this weekend. I saw you win the title at the Lowco Championships, and then you went and did it at the Silver Fox this weekend. Just tell us about the start to your seniors. You're finally a senior, right? It feels like you've been wrestling in May River forever.
Yes, sir. I'm a senior. Thank you.
Tell us about the start to your season.
It's been, working hard, wrestling, practicing as hard as I can. Final time, like my last chance to achieve my goals and stuff.
Right on. And what are those?
Congrats, man! You put in the work. You're getting results, and that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
What are some of those goals coming into this season?
Hopefully a team title. That's always the first goal. Then like an individual one. Yeah.
Right on, man. You remind me. I know you came to wrestling a little bit later. You got it like in high school. Had some success and then really decided to dedicate yourself to it. And just tell us about how you came to the sport and kind of your evolution, your journey through the sport.
I was in gym class one day and I asked Coach Powell, I was like, Coach, what's wrestling? Me and my friend wanted to do it, and that's history. That just started. Then I got into it, enjoyed it, had fun, got success, then just went through it. Now I'm here.
Where you been training at? You go to Reverence?
Yes, sir. I've been doing Reverence and school practices.
Yeah, right on. We were talking earlier about we're trying to get more kids to come to the sport, especially at younger ages, middle school kids in particular. Get your feet wet and see if it's for you. It's not for everyone, but we were talking about if you're an athlete and you're willing to work hard and be coachable, man, success is there for you. So what would you say to that? I mean, you obviously are a poster child for that.
You just gotta listen to your coaches. They know best for you. They have experience. That's all you can really do. Like if you don't do something right on the mat, they'll tell you. Like they'll tell you right away. You just gotta listen and like put the work in. Like do what they help you out.
What would you tell your younger self when you were a freshman? Something you know now. What would you tell you back when you were getting started? Something you need to focus on.
It never gets easy. I'll probably tell myself that I gotta work harder and just keep working on it. We keep working as hard as I can.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Awesome stuff. So we looking for another gold in a couple of weeks at the May River Shark Invitational?
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's always the goal, right? Win them all.
Yep.
That's the goal. What do you think about this team? I mean, I think a lot of people wondered, if you guys would be able to maintain the level that you've had the last few years, because every year you graduate a bunch of good dudes. But, man, it looks like this lineup is coming together pretty good, and you guys are having a lot of success.
Myself, I believe we with this team that we have right now, we can win it. That's what I believe. We've been working our tails off every single day at practice. Our coach has been helping us out. So yeah, I believe like the whole lineup just looking pretty good for us.
Right on, man. You love to see how many more kids are wrestling in the Low Country now than there were just a few years ago when you started?
Oh heck yeah. I remember like back my freshman year at Reverence, there was like a couple kids, like 10, 15. Now I see like up to like 20, 25 in one practice.
Fantastic, man. Anything else, George?
No, sir. I'm just going to wish you good luck, and I'll see you guys on the mats, obviously at the Shark Invitational. But if I don't see you before that, have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You
man.
as well.
It's been awesome to watch your evolution. I mean, I remember watching you as a freshman and saying, "Man, that kid looks like he could be pretty good." And Powell said, "Yeah, he just started, but he's committed. He's going to start going to Reverence." And just to watch you evolve into the hammer that you are now, really. I mean, watching you, I got some great photos. I don't know if you saw them. I got some great photos of you pinning that kid in the Lowco championship finals. Looking up at George, I believe, looking to see if he was going to call that pin, and it was awesome to see you and Marcus Folk. Both are two that I remember seeing when you were new to the sport and saying, "Man, that kid's got it. Like he's going to figure it out." And you guys really put in the work and got to the level that people who know wrestling saw that you were capable of. So credit to you guys. Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Keep it up, brother. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
Have a good night, Josh.
You as well.
All right. Joshua Echeverria, May River Wrestling. Already a couple of golds this season and certainly more to come for him. I think of state titles in his future. He's been knocking on the door. He's tough. Good kid, too.
Yeah, and a good kid. Exactly. That's the bonus.
Very, very good kid. But you want to check out some more of Ali's finals match?
Sure. Let's finish that thing up.
We'll see if Hagen escapes from bedtime.
Well, he had just texted me, but I didn't get to see what he said. Let me see if I can flash over here and see.
Oh, we're tied 4-4 here. It was chaos at bedtime. It's tied 4-4. Ali's going down. Start the second period. Good stand up. Gets right out. That's how you do it, kids. Don't waste any time on bottom. Get out of there. Get your free point. Now let's go get 3 more. 5-4.
Yep. And that 3-pointer has changed strategies.
You ain't kidding.
Because now, is you give up the one. Yeah, you still got a 2-point lead. So, coaches might not necessarily be thinking the escape. they may be thinking, hey, try to get the reversal instead. Now you're down one. If you can ride them out, finish that up, you're in a little bit better place. But that point scoring is definitely changing coaching strategy with how they approach points in the match.
Well, and I think it changes your strategy in the room too. I think you got to spend a lot more time on feet, on neutral.
Oh, absolutely.
The value of the takedown is just dramatically different. And like you said, if you can get out on bottom now, like if you're really good on your feet, that's a 4-point opportunity every time you choose bottom, which I'm a believer philosophically in choosing bottom, because if you can't get out from the bottom, you shouldn't be wrestling, in my opinion.
I had a situation Saturday at Effingham. The kid on, I don't know where the kid was from, but he was losing 14-2. And the kid that was ahead got a little lazy, got a little sloppy because he had the lead. So he's thinking, oh, I scored all these points on this kid. I got him. And he got out of position, got tossed, and got pinned.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And, so that also the mental part of it, you still got to stay focused because those points can disappear, that lead. I had one last week that the kid's up 7 and gives up the takedown and near fall. It ties the matchup.
Right. That's what I was going to. That's what I thought you were going to say. He's up 14-2 and he gets cocky, and then he gives up a 7-point move and it's 14-9. And then you're 7-point move away from losing the match.
Exactly. So those points, those big points, are you ever really far enough ahead?
All right, we got a little inside baseball question mark. Choose bottom. Yeah, so after the end of the first period, the referee flips a little disc that's green on one side, red on the other, and the wrestler whose side comes up gets his choice of top, bottom, neutral, or defer. Smart wrestler typically defers to the third period, unless you feel like there's a reason why you need to take your choice. But when it's your choice, I believe in choosing bottom. Get out, get 3.
Yeah, typically the sort of outlier would be in a 0-0 match. And maybe you've wrestled before, it's going to be a close match. You might want that first score because if it winds up going to ultimate tiebreaker, you're going to get the choice if you scored first. So if it's one of those matches, you might want to go ahead and choose bottom, in the second period, so you get your first score.
By the way, 5-5 with 15 seconds left. Ooh, he got in deep, but
nice shot, nice defense.
Off his hip, get a
front with the front headlock.
Scramble, got it.
Yep.
Oh, that's huge. That's nice. Able to scramble to the takedown.
Kind of ducked under and slid by there.
How crazy how often it comes down to that just all-out scramble in the last few seconds in so many matches.
And that's one of those who wants it more moments, it just comes down to that, or again, you relax at the wrong time. You think, okay, we're going to overtime. You relax and boom, they score on you.
Speaking of which, I was pretty proud uncle this weekend because my niece won her tournament in Burlington, Kansas.
Right.
On a very similar type of match where it was pure want to right at the end of the match. I'll see if I can get it queued up to the end. She's down. All right, here we go. I mean, my mom and my sister are crazy, extra crazy. But here we go. Oh, shoot. I got to back it up a little bit because she just got out. We're down. We're down by, I think, 1. No, we're down by 2. We're down by 2 here. And
so they didn't want to maybe sit on the other side where there's more seats and be a little closer to the mat?
Right? I don't know what's going on there. We're on bottom. You know how it is. The whole team settles in one spot. You got a whole encampment. We're on bottom. We're in trouble. We're down 2, I believe, and it's been a battle. And it looks like it's all over. But here we come. We're about to get our 1. There's our 1. We're down 1. We're short time. We need a takedown.
Let's see what she got.
Hair's hanging out all over the place. She's got a black eye at this point.
Oh, she was busy then, vicious.
Yeah, Hannah Knoll is gonna dig deep right here. She's not ranked in the state in Kansas yet, but I think it's coming this week. Her sister's at Baker, a freshman. Look at that.
Boom.
Dog. Still scrambling. Oh, we're in a bad position, but we step over, pop the head out.
Hips, pop those hips. There you go.
Give us our gold, baby. I'm going home.
Nice. A little excitement. Now, have you seen, speaking of excitement, the PA match duel with Easton, Northampton, that the team won? The kid won his match of the duel, the final match of the duel, and then the referee hit him for unsportsmanlike conduct, which brought the tie and the match to a tie because the team lost. They were up by 1 with that kid's win. They then lose a point, and the first tiebreaker criteria is the unsportsmanlike conduct. So in one of the biggest duels in PA each year is Northampton Easton, and the match is decided on that unsportsmanlike conduct.
And then he loses it in quick succession.
So the duel goes from a win one way to a win the other way because of a single unsportsmanlike call. And I've reviewed the video, and I'm on some referee feeds for Facebook and such. And so I've thrown my 2 cents into the hat, and the majority of officials out there absolutely say not a good call. We have a case in the casebook that directly addresses that situation. And the situation is, did you throw the headgear, or was the headgear tossed toward the bench, toward the coach's corner, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it wasn't in anger. It wasn't in celebration. The match was over. He had won. He simply does a little toss over to his side of the mat, is shaking hands, and he steps center to shake hands. And the referee steps up and throws the unsportsmanlike conduct and changes the outcome of the duel.
Come on, man. It was already decided on the match. Stay out of it. Like, on the mat, just stay out of it. But on the other hand, like, as a coach, like, just don't flip your headgear over here. Like, just hang on to it.
Yep.
Why? We didn't need to do that.
And that's the other side of it. I mean, don't
trying to act cool and cost your team. Like,
and don't even come close to putting it anywhere. So
why is it even off? Why is it
right?
Off?
Just leave it on. Shake hands. Get off the mat. I mean, and that's one of those things.
For 10 more seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough, and it's drawn a lot of heat. Unfortunately for that official as well, but it's an outcome that shouldn't have happened. So
yeah, that's a bummer. Well, we're closing in on an hour, and I think we've done plenty. We've told you about what happened. We told you about what's coming up. We talked to 2 coaches and a wrestler. We have celebrated wrestling in the Loco tonight, Mr. Dixon, Coach Dixon.
Yeah, we got a lot in. Yeah, covered some things. Got a couple of good guests in, or 3, and so that went well. And as always, we appreciate what you do, and you're bringing our sport more attention in the Low Country.
Sure, happy to do it. Love the sport. Love what it brings to the kids who pour themselves into it. More than one kid has told me, and I'm sure plenty more have told you, that the sport changed or saved their life at some level. It can be a lot of things, whatever you need it to be. instills a lot of different qualities that are very useful in life. So,
well, a lot of times, wrestling saves a kid. Sports, not just wrestling, but some of the lessons in wrestling sometimes lean a little more toward life lessons, and self-reliance, and kind of having to deal with the pressures yourself. And but you have your teammates there, you have your coaches there. There's so much more that kids give a lot to the sport as well. It's not just the sport giving to them, but it's always good to see those kids change, grow, improve, have character changes, become more dedicated to improving themselves due to wrestling's influence.
Amen to that, brother. Well, let's shout out a few of our general Loco Sports sponsors. Of course, this show presented by the Reverence Wrestling Club, presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind, or official wrestling sponsor of Loco Sports. But we've also got our all-star sponsor, Mickelson Law Firm, been with us since the beginning. If you have legal needs in Bluffton, right in downtown Bluffton, Mickelson Law Firm can help you out. They're presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage and our official real estate closing attorney sponsor. We need wrestling back at Christian Academy. We had a short-lived program during the Tommy Lewis days, but need to get that back in there because they got a bunch of kids who don't play basketball and they need something to do in the winter. And Ron Peduzzi's got a bunch of football players to train up, so better get them on the mat. He's from PA. Yep. We got MVP sponsors, Base Hit Life, our baseball and softball apparel sponsor. Check them out at basehitlife.com and live your best base hit life. Homegrown home inspections, best home inspectors in the Loco. Hospice care of the Low Country with palliative care, hospice care, free grief counseling, and much more. USCB Center for Low Country Hospitality Education. Our varsity sponsors, DDS Web Design, Parker Law Group, Dr. Ambrose Cole, and Reverence Wrestling Club. And our Loco Booster Club, Court Lifestyle Pros, Eagle Creations, Jay's Barbershop, Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country, Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, and the Hurricane Sports Cafe. That's going to do it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night, Monday night, Loco Sports Lowdown. We'll tell you about we'll tell the people who didn't tune into the grind about some of this wrestling, but we'll also talk a lot about hoops. We'll unveil our new Loco power rankings for boys and girls basketball. So be sure to tune in tomorrow night. We'll be aiming for 9:30 p.m. for the Loco Sports Lowdown. We'll have Wes Kerr, hopefully Max Araj, and who knows who else will stop by to talk with us about local sports. But that'll do it for tonight. Thanks to all of our guests, Ashley Powell, Greg Lonz, Joshua Echeverria. Thank you, George Dixon, the Dean of Low Country Wrestling Officials, the Hall of Famer for riding shotgun. For George and myself and Wes Kerr behind the scenes. Till next time, go Loco.
Good night.